In southeastern Turkey, on a windswept hilltop overlooking the ancient plains of Upper Mesopotamia, lies a structure that predates Stonehenge by 6,000 years. For decades, it was classified as a ceremonial site, a place of ritual, not of residence. Recent excavations have proven that assessment wrong, and the implications reach far beyond one archaeological site. Göbekli Tepe was first excavated in the mid-1990s under German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt. The prevailing theory at the time was straightforward. Nomadic hunter-gatherer groups traveled from distances of up to 200 kilometers, gathered here for periodic rituals, and returned to the wilderness. No permanent population, no agriculture, no settled life. That theory has now been fundamentally challenged. Recent excavations at Göbekli Tepe have uncovered grinding mills, flint sickles, plant residues, and what appear to be domestic living quarters, evidence that challenges the long-held characterization of the site as a purely ceremonial center. These are not objects left behind by occasional visitors. Grinding tools and sickles indicate food processing over sustained periods of time. Domestic quarters indicate people who returned not for rituals but for daily life. The site was not a destination, it was a home. High-resolution geoarchaeological scanning, led by Professor Barbara Horeges of the Austrian Archaeological Institute, has mapped a large building and numerous smaller house-like structures beneath the surface. The full scale of what lies underground is still being determined. Geophysical surveys across Göbekli Tepe's 20-acre mound have confirmed that researchers have mapped at least 15 more monumental temple structures and over 200 buried standing stones still waiting beneath the soil. What has been excavated to date represents a fraction of the total site. The consequence of these findings is significant. If people lived at Göbekli Tepe permanently, then civilization did not emerge from agriculture. Agriculture emerged from civilization. Belief, community, and monumental construction preceded farming. The sequence of human development, as it has been taught for generations, requires revision. The second discovery concerns not the site itself, but what was found carved within it, and at its neighboring complex, Karahan Tepe, located 37 kilometers to the southeast. For years, the T-shaped limestone pillars at Göbekli Tepe and across the broader Taş Tepeler region presented researchers with an unresolved question. The pillars were widely interpreted as stylized anthropomorphic figures. Arms are carved along their sides, hands visible near their bases, belt-like markings across their surfaces. They appeared to represent human forms, but the faces were absent. Every pillar, across every enclosure, was faceless. That changed in October 2025. Excavators at Karahan Tepe unearthed a 135-centimeter standing stone bearing a detailed human face, deep-set eyes, a prominent nose, and a sharp angular jawline. It is the first confirmed instance of a human face integrated directly onto a T-shaped monumental pillar within the entire Taş Tepeler network. The significance of this find extends beyond its physical form. According to excavation director Necmi Karul of Istanbul University, the T-shaped pillars were not merely architectural features, but symbolic renderings of the human form. And this discovery serves as material confirmation of that interpretation. Every pillar was a person, every enclosure was populated, not with living inhabitants alone, but with stone representations of ancestors, elders, or spiritual figures, positioned as permanent witnesses to whatever took place within those circular walls. When 3D laser scan data of the existing enclosures was processed through spatial analysis models, the results dismantled earlier assumptions that these massive stones were arranged without deliberate planning. The architecture was intentional, geometrically considered, and symbolically layered in ways that continue to challenge conventional understanding of Neolithic cognitive capacity. What these two discoveries establish, taken together, is a coherent picture of a society that was far more complex than the label hunter-gatherer suggests. One that built permanent settlements, carved the human face into monumental stone, and organized communal life around structures of extraordinary scale and sophistication. Göbekli Tepe has been known to the academic world for 3 decades. Yet with each excavation season, the conclusions drawn from it grow more consequential. The site does not merely extend the timeline of human civilization, it reframes the conditions under which civilization begins. If this investigation raised questions worth pursuing, consider subscribing to Secret History Files. New discoveries are examined here as they emerge, documented, contextualized, and presented with the seriousness they deserve. Leave a like if this content is the standard you expect from a history channel. We will continue delivering it,